Okay, everyone, we are back for a second time, taking a second look at Assassin's Creed Unity. There's going to be a video up on Twitch and YouTube where we covered Assassin's Creed Unity for Xbox Series X and backward compatibility, like just over a month ago. And I went all to the long-wind details about how do you make this game run at 60 FPS. You got to buy the special version of the Assassin's Creed Unity disc that is not patched. And then that was the unpatched version, so you can make Unity run on the next generation Xbox Series X console at 60 FPS. Since that video, the whole Xbox Series X backward compatibility and FPS Boost stuff was announced. So, long story short of it is, if you don't know what FPS Boost is, this is something that Xbox has announced for the next generation console, and certain games that they every couple of weeks that they're putting games on the list where they get automatic boosts and they get FPS boost. So if you come into the if you go into sorry, if you press the lines button, I don't know what they call it, you go to manage game options and you go compatibility options, uh, and then you could turn on FPS boost. And what this does is it doubles frame rates. So there's certain games that go from 30 to 60. There's certain games that go from 60 to 120 FPS. So as we got that video that is up on YouTube and Twitch that is showing us playing just Assassin's Creed through backward compatibility to see if it runs a bit more stable. Now let's have a little comparison and another look at now seeing this run at 60 FPS. What I'm going to do is first we're going to the game because I don't know if anybody would want to go look at that video for comparison. We go in without FPS boost on. We play for about 4 or 5 minutes just so you can see what it looks like without FPS boost. Then we jump out, we turn FPS boost on, and then we play for like an hour with FPS boost on. We're literally going to pick up where that last video left off. So if you want for context, you can go check out that video. I'll link it somewhere in the description. And we'll talk a little bit about FPS boost and backward compatibility and everything. So let's go in here. I did turn off music from my last video because that last video got a copyright notice strike, DMCA, whatever. Well, it didn't get a strike, but it got claimed for the music. Can you believe this? It's like not got licensed music in there. Why I thought it didn't. Like a 5-7 year old game. And random bits of it. So I've turned the music on this off on this playthrough. So sorry about that, but we're gonna literally pick off where that last video left off. That video and this video, because I'm live streaming on Twitch, they're gonna be in 60 FPS frames. So even though that last video says 60 FPS, I did make it clear in the video that it wasn't 60 FPS. That was just because the output of my OBS is set at 60 FPS. That's a bit technical. It wasn't really a 60 FPS video. So let's go in here and continue where we left off. So yeah, this literally got announced for its FPS Boost Mode a couple of days ago, along with like 70 other games. So we're gonna probably be covering Alien Isolation, and the Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Those also got added to the FPS Boost list. So we're gonna go over those as well over the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye on those for the channel, on the channel. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Unity. So yeah, like I was saying, we're probably gonna tread a lot of old ground. Like again, I don't know how many of you are gonna watch that last video, but so the main crux of this game was there was a way to make Assassin's Creed Unity run at 60 FPS before it got the FPS Boost mode, and it officially got supported. The problem with that was that the only way to do it in the UK anyway was to get the special edition version of the disc that was printed, because if you download this, it already comes with the latest patch already installed. Sorry, my bad. We just got interrupted there. I'm totally lost track of where I was now. So what was I saying? Yeah, so the only problem before was the only way to get this game to run at 60 FPS was finding that unpatched disc, because if you got the version that you downloaded off an Xbox store, it already came with all the patches. If you got any other version of that disc, it already came with the latest version of Unity, which was patched. When Unity first launched, it was a bit of a mess, and it was unpatched So it was running at unlocked frame rate, but it was so unstable. Then Ubisoft had to come back and later and then lock it to 30 FPS. Now, obviously, on last generation consoles, this game wasn't nowhere near gonna hit 60 FPS no matter what they did. So for last generation consoles, that was fine. But the thing is, now we're running this on Xbox Series X. It has the horsepower to be able to run these games at super high frame rate. So you had to do this trick of find that special edition version of Unity, which didn't have the patch on it. It was a low version. It was like probably like a 1.0, 1.1 version. So you could then run it on your Series X and have all the benefits of having an uncapped frame rate. The only problem then was you would have been running a version, an early version of Unity, which had a lot of bugs and glitches. Because remember, Ubisoft did come and add like 30 gigabytes of patches to this game. So what this means now is now you get the best of both worlds. You can now run the latest patched version, but because this is now a FPS boost game, you also get the benefit of 60 FPS. Once again, this is still running without FPS boost mode on. I thought we'd just go in and I'll show you, and then we'll exit back out just to see the stark difference, because I don't think a lot of you will go back and watch that other video. So yeah, so you get the benefit of both. One thing you have to still keep in mind though, this is still 900p on PlayStation. This is still like a 1080p game, I think, or is a little bit higher res. I don't, maybe it wasn't even 1080p on PlayStation, but they have doubled the frame rate, but it still is 900p. But this is this has never been 60 FPS on consoles before. This wasn't the only Assassin's Creed game they announced at 60 FPS. They the Ezio collection, Assassin's Creed 3, and Assassin's Creed Rogue all got those patches. I haven't got any of those, I don't think, but this is the one we're going to be checking out today. So yeah, I think that goes over all the basics of it. So yeah, what we'll do now, let me go exit out to the main menu. So you've seen a couple of minutes of me talking and just seeing what it runs at like at 30 FPS. And then let's turn on FPS boost. If you're going to try this at home yourself, a lot of the games come with FPS boost on by default. So I think the rule is if FPS boost is on by default, that means the graphics haven't taken a hit. If it's not on by default, then they leave the option to you, because to make the game run double the frame rate, sometimes they have to lower the resolution of the games. This one was on by default. I turned it off myself, so this doesn't take a resolution hit, but this was already only 900p anyway. Like one example is like Anthem. They've turned that into like 60 or 120 FPS, but it now runs at 720p. So there is like a rule of sometimes to get these games running at FPS boost mode in double the frame rate, they need to lower the resolution. But still 900p here now, and let's see what this plays at 60. Because after we did that last video, and to be honest with you, I wasn't very impressed. I was like, I can understand everybody says this is the last best Assassin's Creed game because the climate and everything was so good. But at 30 FPS, like I wasn't really feeling it. I was like, I understand. Maybe it's a little bit smoother. My issue with this game from the last video was though, and again, we've only played a couple of hours. I was still like, well, even though we was running the latest patch version, like we are gonna be now also, it still had like loads of problems. Oh my god, it feels so smooth already. It still had loads of problems with like popping and stuff. Like even though they've patched it to all hell, this engine still has issues with that stuff, which like just takes you out. I haven't tested this off stream or anything. I'm just we're gonna go silent a second. I just wanna. This is like the best way to. Wow, I'm not gobsmacked, but it's always cool to play something at 30 and then straight away and play something at 60. It's like so much smoother.
C'en est trop, je m'en vais. Un peu de patience, l'ami. Tu pars maintenant, tu ne seras point payé.
I mean, it's like double the FPS. I'm just giving you my initial reactions here. But all of a sudden, it doesn't go like twice as fast or anything, like input wise, and everything's not like much more snappier. It just looks like way smoother with animation. I was thinking like maybe it's gonna feel better to play, honestly. But it just looks nicer. I don't think it's a big jumping in feel wise. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm like, this was one of the easy ones that you thought maybe they'll add to the list because you know, there was ways to make this game run at 60 FPS, right? By, you know, having the unpatched version. So it was always possible on this. So I'm glad they finally did add it in. It's a shame that we can't do nothing about the resolution. I am playing on a 1080p monitor. This is obviously going out in 720p. But if I be honest with you, like this doesn't look low res or anything like that to me. I'm not looking at this and like it's not like a Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm like, ooh, I booted this up and I can totally tell that this isn't 1080p. This looks pretty good. There's a lot of like fog and stuff around here. Like it just doesn't look like low res, right? And we're gonna see that with a lot of the FPS Boost games. Like I said, we're gonna be playing Deus Ex in a couple of days. All right, let's go here. Just load the story stuff. That also, so there was a lot of these games that came out on Xbox, but because it wasn't as powerful as PlayStation 4, they
a simple address would be too mundane.
They, to hit that frame rate, they wasn't hitting full 1080p last generation. So even though the FPS Boost Mode ups it ups resolution, it ups frame rate, it can't really do anything about resolution unless like they do something about that afterwards. Like the only thing they've done is lower resolution in games, right, to get them hitting that higher frame rate. So did we do this puzzle last time? I can't remember. I play so many games. Everybody's gonna be like, wait, you covered this a couple of weeks ago and you forgot already? I'm sorry. Memory like a fish. Dude, no, it's proven fish haven't got short memories anymore. Okay,
what am I supposed to do with this medallion?
Press Y. Yes, once again, sorry that we had to turn the music off. I know it loses some effect without the music, but it was weird that the video got claimed by like 4 different companies as well on YouTube. I was like, what? Usually it's easy to tell with licensed music, right? But, you know, maybe Ubisoft wasn't writing their own music a couple of years ago for Assassin's Creed games. Like, I play all the new Assassin's Creed games and I never turn off the music and it's totally fine. Maybe back then they were just licensing out their music. Messed that up. We messed that up. We messed that up. Sure, we. Oh, messed this up so badly. How did I? Dude, climb. He's stuck. Well, take. I mean, the 60 FPS is not going to make us better at video games. Right? You tried to stream and talk and do everything. Okay. I fail, so you don't have to. Just remember that. Again, even though... I can't believe this. Okay. I'm not gonna fail this. told you I wasn't gonna fail this. I think this is literally where we stopped at that last video. Even though this engine still had like pop-ins and everything, I wonder now that is like double the frame rate if that will like if that will help hide it.
Took you long enough, piss pot.
What is this place?
The sanctuary. A place we can train and prepare, away from the eyes of our enemies.
Didn't we just escape from a dungeon?
It's not a dungeon. It's a nerve center. From these tunnels, we can get anywhere in the city.
He's a nerd
All
center.
without
No, he's
being
a nerve
seen.
center. I know.
We have eyes everywhere.
Really? Seems visibility would be a problem. Wouldn't you prefer something with a view?
This place has served us well for 600 years, piss pot.
Mm-hmm. And how long were you standing in the dark waiting for me?
Not long. Guillaume spotted you from the bell tower.
Well, it was quite the entrance.
Are you mocking me?
No, no. God's truth. Very theatrical.
Shut up. We're here.
Okay, there's a long story dump. Oh no. Yeah, it's cool. If you own this now, FPS Boost. Also, you could just probably buy the cheap version.
Son of Charles
You don't
Dorian
have to go
returns
find
to
that special
us.
edition disc. You can pick this up for a
Malek
couple of
thought
quid
you wouldn't
wherever you
come.
are.
What changed your mind?
I'm tired of running from my failures. Monsieur de la Serre.
And the first time is being at 60 FPS on
I
consoles.
want to make it right.
The death of
Officially.
Grandmaster de la Serre weighs on you. Why? Did you wield the blade yourself?
Does it matter? The blame still lies with me.
إن ذنوبه تكل كيلي هل أنت متأكد من؟
أنا كذلك. إنه قادر على مواجهة المحاكمة.
I can be great.
سيكون جيدا.
Very well. Out of the dark, you come into the light. From the light, you will return to the dark. Are you prepared to travel the Eagle's path?
If that's a fancy way of asking, do I want your help? Yes.
Then drink.
I'm sure it'd be way more tense if we had music here. Well, you know, blame YouTube. Kind of quiet. Boom, baby, baby, baby. I can't even think of like epic music. Am I spoiling this, everybody? I'm sorry. Okay, time for trials. Right. What? Do I just jump? Alright, took a leap of faith. I think I might have adjusted brightness last stream. Maybe it looks a bit too bright here.
Can't I go with you, Father?
Courage, my boy. You wait just here. I will return when this hand reaches
That's
it,
not
and there is
creepy.
to be no mischief. Father! Where is that boy? I'm certain he's sitting on. We should be well away. Father, it's me! I'm here!
That happened. Honestly, I was thinking that maybe I've got to play it a little bit more. We did play it a couple of weeks ago now.
I didn't know.
Neither did
I
my
thought it was gonna
father.
feel a lot lighter and a lot faster. Maybe it's just because this is, oh my days, this is like a heavy animation game.
You seem to have caused quite a commotion.
What can I say? You were always a bad influence.
Oh, you were a nice one.
Truly, I am blessed.
Am I gonna make that jump?
Such a loyal
Maybe we gotta wait to get outside in like areas more. Yeah, let's wait till we get to a. I feel like this might be a story heavy exposition bit though. This does look cool, but I'm literally playing this right now to see what it feels like for FPS Boost, so maybe we should have done more overworld stuff. Wait, what? I got stabbed? Okay, the objective is don't get stabbed here? Alright. Oh, kill the assassin without being detected. Maybe I should stop talking to my Twitch chat and how do I know who the assassin is then? I'll be honest with you, I have no, okay, I couldn't remember what the I couldn't remember what the button was to stealth kill. Wait, it's me? I'm so confused. I mean, also, this is gonna be my first playthrough, so.
These are the words spoken by our ancestors, the words that lay at the heart of our creed.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Hide in plain sight.
Never compromise the Brotherhood.
Let these tenets be branded upon your mind. Follow them and be uplifted. Break them at your peril. Rise, assassin. Arnaud Dorian is dead. He has been culled from this world, with his sins and failures turned to dust. Tonight he is reborn, a novice of the Assassin Brotherhood.
All right, so far I haven't seen pop it. All right, continue view progress tracker, rate this memory. All right, let's just continue. I want to come to an area where we can see if there's if the doubling the FPS stuff helped with the pop in. Don't forget to give me them trophies though. Oh, this is installed on internal hard drive, I should say.
Welcome
Another,
back.
another thing I should
Now
know
that you've
is that
experienced life as an
FPS Boost
assassin,
games don't need to be
are
on the
you willing
internal
to
hard
pick up
drive.
the fight and join us? Deacon, load the file.
Also, this has 60
We
FPS
listed
on
a media file
Series
from
S
Abstergo last
also.
month, and the information it contains is astounding. But we won't share these things with just anyone. By pressing play, you'll be joining the Assassins. If you want to fight the Templar menace, if you're willing to save civilization from Abstergo's clutches, press play, sit back, and ready yourself for the truth. Good choice. Welcome to the Assassins, Initiate.
Is it level V security clearance investigator for internal use? Uh oh. I'm hearing music. Don't color in my video, YouTube.
In the 1950s, it was theorized that human DNA worked via the triple helix model. Some years later, the work of Crick and Watson demolished this theory in favor of the double helix. Today, we know the double helix to be indisputably the basis of all life. So why did the triple helix theory gain so much traction? Why did Rosalind Franklin's X-rays seem to confirm it? It turns out that their initial samples had been taken from small traces of precursor DNA, the rare genes of an ancient race embedded in our own. We now know that triple helix DNA is the foundation of the precursor genome. It is the genetic Rosetta Stone of our age. If we can crack it open, if we can sequence the full precursor genome, there is no limit to the knowledge we will gain. Using Animus technology, precursor history will be open to us for the first time ever. Ancient languages will be unlocked, and ancient technology will be ours for the taking. Imagine what will be possible if we master the technology that underpins the pieces of Eden. Such discoveries would surpass
I remember the apple.
100-fold the splitting of the atom. Last year, we located a rich sample of precursor DNA in a donor whose genes contained human and precursor DNA at an incredible 25-to-1 ratio. Our work will begin with this sample. Our goal is to unravel the triple helix, sequence the precursor genome, and change the world for the better, forever. Welcome to the Phoenix Project.
Because my first time, I don't want to click through it. I wanted to hear the story. All right, next gen load times.
So, this is where we stand. Last year, Abstergo acquired the body of a man we call a sage, one of a rare breed of humans with a surplus of ancient DNA. This sparked a search for more sages, in the present and in the past. The more Abstergo finds, the closer they get to their final goal. We've blocked their recent attempts to find more, but Abstergo will not stop looking until they sequence a full precursor genome. So, why Arnaud Dorian? Why chase an assassin through the French Revolution? It turns out, at some point in his life, Arnaud came into contact with another sage. We need you to find out when and where these meetings took place. If Arnaud was present for this sage's death, it might lead Abstergo straight to his body. Naturally, we'd like to find it first. This is where you come in. It won't be simple. Genetic memory must be tackled in sequence to keep the data stable. But we're confident you're up to the task. And you won't be alone. Other initiates, assassins just like you, are doing their part to end this fight. If you need more training, more experience, you can call on them for help. All right.
Was that a link back to the multiplayer that doesn't work no more? There was a 2-hour video, and this just cuts all the fat out, and it's like, okay, this is the story. Oh, and in part 1 of that video, when we was playing at 30 FPS, that died, but we saw that here anyway, so.
I've got something else for you. The more time you spend with Arnaud, the more data we'll have to increase your synchronization with him, and to activate his abilities. Here, have a look at this.
New assassin ability have been unlocked in your skills menu. Ranged weapons, assassin's cache, money pouch, stun grenade, communal sense, disguise, locksmith, healing, double assassination, thick skin. Okay. Buy dagger and strike. What's ranged? We can buy a gun. The ability to create an assassin's cache, which allows you to and your allies to recover bombs and other consumables. I mean, hold on. Stealth. What we got for stealth? Share eagle vision, the ability to temporarily disguise yourself nearby allies as a selected target. Ooh, that seems kind of... Fatal strike against 2 nearby enemies. That's useful. Alright, maybe we just go gun. Sure. Bomb's always good. Sure. And we'll
One last
save the
thing.
last one.
While you've been busy, I had Deacon do some poking around in Arno's memories. Seems he was a busy guy. See that symbol? That's a co-op mission. I play a lot of games multiplayer. I don't know about you, but I thought you'd like to mix it up a little. These are
Nah, I'm
missions
okay.
Arno ran with his assassin buddies, so they'll give you an idea of what our organization's about. Just walk into the glitch and you'll get all the details. I've marked them on your map.
I wonder if that's online co-op or is it like co-op with hidden blade received, heavy weapon, training unlocked. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I wonder if that's computer.
Une vraie nuée de moineaux.
Il y a une révolution?
Wait, that was it? Wow, crowds wise, this is a super densely populated game. The 900p, 60 FPS with FPS boost. Obviously, you get the improvements of all the loading times and everything because on Series X and S. So yeah, sorry. Like I was saying earlier on, these benefits also come to Series S. The problem with this game is because it's so heavily animation based, it still is a very heavy game. I don't know, in my mind I was thinking, ooh, 60 FPS is gonna feel way more nippier. But like not that much. It just, everything just looks smoother. That makes sense. Keep that in mind when you're going in. I thought maybe it was gonna be like a total brand new experience, but like, you know, we would probably have to come to some parts to really understand if the pop-in issue is still there. How that is like. After nearly a year of training, Arno is finally ready to become a full-fledged assassin. All it has to do is complete one last. Sure.
What's the mission?
The mission. Let's get your arse in position. Don't ask questions, piss pop.
Stop calling me piss pop. Mission difficulty is indicated diamonds. The more diamonds, the more difficult. Your player level is also represented by diamonds. The more diamonds, the higher your level. Buying new skills, better. All right, got it. Kill the guards. Kill the guards. Sabotage the bell. Okay. Stuff like this though, I mean, this still looks great here. Like running at 60 FPS. Like just when you do certain pans and stuff. Yeah, even though this Assassin's Creed was like, oh, that's not okay. We're fine. This Assassin's Creed was the first one that they've added like heavy animation and stuff. It was still one of the early ones where they was using this new tech, right? How do I use my gun? That's not the... Brilliant. Okay.
Stand down, all right.
You saw nothing?
Must be in a hurry. I didn't.
You know the rules.
And sabotage. Like a glove?
Lord Guillaume de Roussel has generously agreed to our price of 40%.
An act of desperation. What about the priest?
He'll come around.
Your confidence is infectious, Siver. My boys will have the wagon ready.
Here are the details. Make sure it goes smoothly.
Of course. Make sure that it goes smoothly, cretin. When have I...
Wow, get right.
These bastards always have bodyguards. Well... next time, do that before he starts screaming.
Why do we hang about here when Siver still lives? He killed Monsieur de la Serre.
Patience. Sever's not the target. Not today. Come on. Council's waiting for our report.
Press D-pad right to select smoke bomb. When equipped, to press RB to drop it. Smoke bombs break enemies' line of sight and give you time to flee. Smoke bombs will also allow you to perform stealth. If I had one.
Get him a smoke bomb! Ring the bloody bell! Intruder! Like the bastard!
Come on. Not dreaming.
You stop running, I promise I'll
now for the fun.
Are we meant to fight or we meant to run?
Shove off! Too slow! Pretty fast, Runt!
Time to wear your cape.
Cover all the angles, get round him!
Someone stop that thief! He just reached right in and took it! I can't believe it! Oh,
Il fallait mieux archiver voir, attendez. Mais tout ça, c'est de la viande. C'est tout de même particulièrement...
Vous avez perdu quelque chose?
Imagine waiting for CPU.
Come here, you cowardly bastard! Now!
Is he following me? Okay.
Ils ont déjà vécu trop longtemps!
Non, le drôle, le prix n'est pas négociable. Madame!
Du sang!
Alright, the AI is a bit stupid. Why was it waiting for me and then it says escape the area? Then it says followed it. Okay.
Merde. Patriots. These imbeciles will pick a fight with anyone. Try not to draw their attention.
Shouldn't we stop them?
Stop them. Avoid them. Doesn't matter. There's always more fanatics. Can't save everyone, piss bomb.
Well, there's a cheery thought.
Recent Red harass the population. They are paid by Templars. They can recognize you and can attack you anywhere in the city. Oh, watch out for extremists.
Serapion's body in a courtyard not far from here. Stabbed through the throat.
Hey, you there! Stop!
Je me dis que c'est le meilleur moment.
Ne me faites pas de mal. Je n'ai nuit à personne.
You saw nothing.
Just trying not to strain your heart.
It's interesting that Syndicate was not the only one that wasn't on the newer games, right? That wasn't on the list for FPS Boost. I wonder if they add that next. Because Syndicate used this technology of the new animation engine, right? And it was the game that was after this, so they probably cleaned up a lot. I think that was 30 FPS as well.
Careful, Fistball. You'll hurt someone.
Now, this is a fortunate coincidence.
Just trying not to strain your heart.
Shiny, shiny. Alright, I don't know how long this video is going to go on for because, again, we did cover it in 30 FPS for about 2 hours. Guards in blue always attack extremists in red first. Avoid attacking them to reduce.
Need a break?
Careful,
To be honest, I am seeing less pop-in and stuff compared to that first video, but maybe it's because we just haven't got to an area where there's
All because his name wasn't on a bloody piece of paper.
The timing's not
pop-in,
right.
so I don't know if that's because like double the frame rate, so he's masking that.
And if we lose him again?
He'll be at Notre Dame.
Is masking the pop-in and stuff? Not sure.
Everything all right, my friend?
You can replenish your tools, ammunition, medicine at shops. The shops are often found near fast travel locations and in social clubs. Find more shops by synchronizing viewpoints to reveal more. Okay.
So what happens next?
We take this ledger full of Templar
Who's
records
gonna get to me for
Miracle.
free?
Proceeds to do nothing with it.
You don't seem terribly fond of him.
Oh no, hello.
He's a politician. Sees himself as a great peacemaker. He thinks he can end the war between assassins and Templars, bring the revolution to a happy conclusion, and convince dogs and cats to live together in peace.
And that's bad?
It's a self-aggrandizing pipe dream. Templars are at their weakest since Jacques de Molay burned. Well, the customs agents of France can rest easy.
Was that a weird glitch? I'm
Arpino's
not sure.
dead.
Was it just loading the area?
Shaking down imprisoned nobles seems a bit out of his oeuvre. What are the Templars up to?
If we hadn't spent the last year hobbled by your
Is
damn
it just weird
troops,
transitions?
we might know that.
He has a point, Honoré. The truce was with Grand Master de la Serre.
The man's been dead for 2 years. Whoever's in charge now, you can be certain they aren't sitting idle.
Faces and animations still look great in this game, though.
to escape.
Sivert was there?
I know your heart is set on keeping the peace, but bringing Monsieur de la Serre's killer to justice would count for something, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. But do not confuse your personal vendetta with a sound strategy.
If he wants to kill Templars, let him kill Templars. I've done him all I can. Boys ready?
Very well. Assassin. I charge you to go to Notre Dame de Paris and to find there the Templar agent, Charles Gabriel Siver. You will learn his secrets, and when you have done so, you will bring him peace in accordance with our tenets.
Yeah, transitions still like judder a bit. All right, is there a quick way to get out of here? Sup, trying to leave, trying to leave, trying to leave, sup, trying to leave.
Arno, Godspeed.
Over here.
Accept mission. Heads will roll, play cop now. Alright, alright. Not sure how it worked in this game, if it was. $60 FPS water. So yeah, like even play like again, it was like a month ago when I played this for a couple hours. So I could be misremembering, but playing like the first 5 minutes at 30 FPS in the beginning of this stream, it looks way nicer. But like you mustn't forget, like this is a game that is like heavy on animation, right? So it's not like with a lot of games when you double the frame rate, everything becomes like super snappy and super responsive. And it just feels like that much better to play. Obviously, it still does, but because this is a super heavy animation game, is not like a big of a jump, I would thought, if I'm being honest. Because when they probably made this game for console, they probably had in mind, right, that it's gonna be 30.
Where are you going? I want to play too. I've got a great game where I rip your bloody head off.
Like the big difference is just it looks nicer on the eyes rather than you know what? No, let's go to that rather than doing another mission and load, let's go synchronize. Like seeing all this in 60 FPS though, no glitching, just loads and just works. This is some of the coolest stuff though. Yeah, Microsoft's Xbox FPS Boost Mode. It's like the coolest thing that any of the next-gen consoles are doing at the moment, right? While we're waiting for all these big next-gen games to come out because, you know, everything's delayed because of COVID and everything. On the Sony PlayStation side, they have to manually go in and their devs have to, like, want to work on those games like they've done with a few of their big first-party titles. But here it is just literally, like, they add in, like, 20 games every couple of weeks, right? So far, a lot of them have been like EA and first party games, or like games that are on Game Pass, right? Which you can understand why they would want to do that, because it links into their services, and it's still a company that is trying to sell you stuff. So like it's a good way to for you to like then buy those games, right? Like I said, I bought a copy of Deus Ex just so I can test out that. Is it, where is it? Is it just here? I bought a copy of that Deus Ex so I can try out that 60 FPS because it is cool, right? So can I climb up these? Oh, I have to figure out how to get up here. Huh. Maybe you go inside the building? Oh, wait there. I mean, it's still got that sometime Assassin's Creed gets locked onto the wrong stuff and all that nonsense that you get with Assassin's Creed games, right? It's not going to magically make that disappear. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. All right, where's the sync point? I sense it. I can sense it. Would have been cool music here if it wasn't for videos getting claimed. Dun, 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 dun. That's the only thing that came to my head. I'm sorry. Road distance is pretty decent. Can I leap of faith? I can't see nowhere to dive. Is it? Oh, did you see did you see the loading in of the people right at the end there? That was pretty quick. All right. Oh, okay. You can see a few glitches while it's quickly loading in fast. I mean, there you have it, right? It's like pretty much everything. Again, if you want to get a good comparison, there's another video up on YouTube and Twitch where we played the beginning bit of this game. We took a first look at it for about an hour and 40 minutes with just the next gen improvements, like how it ran with backward compatibility. Now this is 60 FPS Boost, fully patched. I mean, so if you have it, it'd be a good thing to come in and try, right? So because FPS Boost is on by default on this, so it's not like you're not taking a hit in any like resolution or graphics or anything. I hope they keep adding more games to this, right? This is like great, especially if you was like for me, like not so much because I did a lot of my last gen gaming on PlayStation 4 because I had the PS4 Pro. I'm having to buy a lot of these games now because a lot of those games, like I said, on the PlayStation side, ain't first party games, and they're not going in and working on them. Where here it's just like Xbox has a algorithm that they've made, and they're just testing games to make sure it works with this algorithm. And soon as they've done the testing and got permission off the publishers, they did say again that we can release these games on FPS Boost, but we do have to ask the publishers to get permission, and then they're slowly releasing them. All right, we're like a month, 2 months in FPS Boost, and we're already like almost 100 games in already. The latest FPS Boost games are like very interesting because like games that you wouldn't have, like Anthem. I didn't think that we would see that in there, but like the second interesting bit of that is to get that up to such a high frame rate. I'm not sure if it was 60 or if it was 120. I took a quick glance at that. Again, that's another game that I own on PlayStation, not Xbox. So the reason I point out is it'd be harder for me to check out, right? If all these games were already in my Xbox library, I would just had, it would be fun to go back to more of these. But yeah, for like a game like that, to get up to the higher resolutions, they're lowering the frame rate, right? So they had to take a drastic hit to the frame rate. So it'll be interesting going forward, like what games they can make run at 60 FPS without taking a hit to... So did I say frame rate? Taking a hit to resolution. It would be interesting to see what games they can increase frame rate without taking a hit to resolution and things like that, and what can just... No, we have so much extra horsepower here. We don't have to lower the resolution or anything. Just works. But I'm just all for it. They just keep adding more games. Still, I want Dark Souls. Dark Souls free. It's the only one. Not 60 FPS on Xbox. Again, though, from what we've seen with this, and we're going to be covering Deus Ex next week, games that are 900p are probably still going to be 900p. So we're not going to get a resolution bump, unfortunately, unless they add something extra more into the FPS boost thing, where somehow they can unlock resolution or something. But they haven't announced anything for that at the moment. I don't even know if that's possible. But you know, before this wasn't possible, and look at us 2 months later. So love what Xbox, Microsoft is doing with backward compatibility for Series X and S. This is like very cool. So there you have it. This was a, shall we say, second look, not first look, at Assassin's Creed Unity, playing on Xbox Series X here. 60 FPS, FPS boost. Again, FPS boost is on the Series S and X. This will be going up as a highlight over on Twitch and YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, don't forget to hit a like button if you like the video. Subscribe, turn those notification bells on so you do know when new videos drop. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Also, if you are interested to have a longer look at that first video we did with this game running at 30 FPS, and if you want to get a better comparison, there'll be linked to that in the description also. Don't forget, we've got a community Discord. I post on Twitter all the time. I stream a couple times a week over on Twitch. All that information will also be in the description. Come check us out. Anyway, much love. Peace.